Greetings, motherfuckers. Yeah. I know we're fucking.
Titties.
Shit happens. Shit happens. Well, we finally got this thing fucking running. What can I say?
Titties.
Shit happens.
I don't have a cup of tea ready.
Finally got this thing fucking. Oh, there we go. Whoops.
All I know is Burnside hit the green button, then he hit the blue button, but then he didn't hit the red button, and it self-destructed anyway.
Just about.
That's my drunk baby.
Never cut the green wire.
I thought it was.
Nah, he ended up cutting the black one and just shocked himself.
The green wire is always the grounding wire.
You know, I wonder if someone's finally realized that and just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna wire it
Actually,
wrong." Just to confuse
a lot
them.
of buildings I've been in, and my ex was an electrician. The grounding wire is the black one.
Interesting. I've seen it different in Texas.
We are talking about the bomb.
No, what I love are finally the movies where instead of making all the wires different colors, is where the bomb maker makes them all the fucking same color. I'm like, yes!
Genius!
Okay, Johnson, you gotta cut the blue wire. Control, they're all goddamn blue.
What was that? That was speed, right?
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I was rooting for the bomber because I was so sick of these movies.
I think everyone was.
Speed movies.
I'm not that big a Dennis Hopper fan.
Well, I'm not that big a fan of Michael Bay either.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Michael Bay is just explosions. He doesn't care what the source is.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, Michael Bay's not about the
well, what's bad is I actually like Sandra Bullock and I like Keanu Reeves. It's just, you know, I felt sorry for the bomber. He got a raw fucking deal. So yeah, bomb the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I had a thing for chicks with bob haircuts for like decades after that.
You know who else got a raw deal? This motherfucker got a raw deal. Does anyone know how I got a raw deal?
I'm gonna guess it's
You met me?
shootings from your pre-talk shit.
Yes, shooting. Yes, that's
who got shot in the ass today?
Actually,
He did. He just has a fat ass.
Actually, no. Funny fact. Here's the cool thing. I actually found the articles about this, and I can actually, oh damn it, I should have wrote this down. But I can actually go through where the shots landed on these poor bastards because they actually were very specific.
You know, I actually heard somewhere why people tend to get shot. It's apparently a pimp thing.
Yeah.
Like no joke. If you want to get a pimp off the streets, shoot him in the ass. It's a sign of disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard that before. Holy shit, I haven't heard that in years. Wow.
Bartender, are you keeping your pimp hand strong?
Get that baby powder, bitch.
I live out in the middle of the country. There ain't a bitch I could pimp around here if I wanted. No, I think I got it.
Really? Because when I lived in the middle of fucking nowhere, there were plenty of bitches I could have pimped out. They, just didn't have many teeth.
You have to remember, Terra, we're not in trailer parks everywhere, middle of nowhere. We're in middle of fucking nowhere, middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, there's literally no one there.
Where the crickets speak a different language.
No, I think they're katydids or cicadas. I don't know. They're loud as hell, and I wish they'd shut up.
Cicadas.
Yeah. So here's exactly where the shots landed on these fucking shootings. There's only one of them apparently where they're not giving me the fucking details, and that's because
it's probably because it's a dick shot.
Could be. Probably like poor bastard.
No. What happened was Ramphai got shot again, and he went back to the Illuminati hospital so they could patch him up.
Could be. So
one can only hope.
All right, so let's see here. We've got one shot in the arm. Then we've got one shot in the leg. We've got a few that were missed and hit a couple of vehicles. And one guy who got his foot ran over Well, he was trying to dodge bullets, but it doesn't seem that anything hit him. Really weird. Dude's just like sitting there, and somebody's just rolling around. Ah, pop, 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 pop. Misses every bullet, but just runs the guy's foot over. I don't know how the fuck he managed to do that, but these fuckers managed to do that.
He's going for accuracy, but he knew he fucked up, so he had to go for a different category.
Pretty much.
Nah, he just ran out of bullets.
He's 1 for 1 with running over people.
And it seems like somebody. Oh wait, nope. This is a dude. One dude got shot in the chest. I had to check because I thought it was going to be a woman. I was going to have a nice loose tit joke there, but nope, was a dude.
No, well, I could have a few too. I just got done watching the South Park breast cancer episode. Remember, the only way you get rid of cancer is to fight it. And that is how Wendy Testerberger beat the shit out of Eric Cartman.
Nice.
Remember, Wendy, you have to fight cancer. You can't just wish for it to go away. You have to fight cancer. That little fat lump is just going to wreck your life if you don't fight it. Coming from Principal Victoria.
That's funny. And we have one more, although this one is quite depressing because apparently some hoes were getting in a shootout. Basically, one fat chick was shooting at another fat chick because I guess they abducted the wrong child or something or other. Because this news story I'm reading makes no damn sense. Not a damn bit of sense. It's like okay, mother and child were in their vehicle. Somebody else in a similar vehicle drove by. A woman shot them and then shot the kid in the wrist. And it's like, what? You almost never have incidences of women shooting women. It's always dudes shooting women, dudes shooting other dudes, and transgender shooting other women. Sometimes guys.
Or women shooting men.
Yes. Or women shooting men. Yeah. I almost never heard of women shooting women, so I had to put the beer down.
I mean, if you think about it, when do you ever hear anything woman on woman that doesn't involve sex?
Actually, yeah, good question.
Oh, fuck
so,
that!
Yeah,
I'll beat the shit out of a bitch for no reason.
Well, my guess, this is like black on black crime in the news, and nobody wants to report on it. We just all know it exists.
Yeah, because that last one I was talking about, yeah, that was in the very infamous Inglewood, and they're not really, yeah, that would be why these assholes aren't really saying much. Yeah, so I don't know. Two home mamas decided they're going to shoot at each other for a fucking kid. I don't know.
I was hoping the pimps found a new way to let their hoes settle their grievances.
That would actually be pretty funny. That would be really neat. Have a battle hoe royale.
So, how does the cover system work with hoes?
There is no cover system. The more audacious you are, the more health you have.
I see. So it's kind of like force fields.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
I wouldn't call it force fields. I'd call it more along the lines of all that fat's got to be worth something, right?
And the fat basically acts as a regeneratable field.
It's straight up armor in some cases. Have you seen South Park: The Fractured Butthole? Have you seen Spontaneous Butte?
So in other words, like the Yellow Devil from Mega Man.
No, even worse. The only thing that can stop Spontaneous Butte is apparently the final girl from a horror movie.
I see.
No joke. They actually managed to write that in as part of the plot of one of the DLCs.
Okay, you gotta tell me this, because I didn't get that far in the game, because I played the first few minutes and I couldn't stop laughing, so I had to put the controller down and take a leak. Because I know what you get to the stripper joint and you have to fight Spontaneous Butte, but I never really got to the stripper joint, so do tell.
You got one crucial fact wrong, Heinrich. You do not fight Spontaneous Butte. You run.
Oh, why are you running from her? Can't you just like
give me a sec.
Death raise or some shit?
Dead air. from Spontaneous Butte.
Sorry about that. Yeah, she's invincible.
Bullshit! How the hell is she invincible?
She's Spontaneous Butte. That's why.
So what
All hail Elf Mama.
So what are you telling me they basically formulated this broad to be like the proverbial boulder from Indiana Jones?
You're actually pretty much dead on. Only the boulder will sit on you when it one-hit kills you.
No, you're thinking of the boulder from UHF.
Oh, so they basically turned her into the fat chicks from what the fuck was that? That's Maximus, I think the movie was called. It was that movie that was a parody of 300 and Troy. Awesomeness Maximus. That's what it was. Awesomeness Maximus. Yeah, that was a fucking hysterical movie. But
all I know is when you get to the stripper joint, you're gonna be in for one hell of a surprise.
Well, I'm glad you told me before I got that far in the game, because yeah, I'd have to be worried of that. Because yeah, if it's anything like Awesomeness Maximus, I don't want them to basically set me up for an execution and say send out the fat chicks, and then these giant BDSM looking fucking sumos just like literally crush my characters, and it's like, oh great, crippled and unable to move and being farted on.
Well, that's when you go the
impact.
That's when you roll a saving throw.
Oh, there is no saving throw with Spontaneous Butte 6.
You've never seen 150-sided dice.
150-sided die? How the fuck?
They exist.
Yeah, I have one somewhere around here.
What? Why do you get me a picture of this? No fucking way. I had a 30-sided die laying around here from my father. And I thought that was a fucking ancient relic. 150.
Important question. How big is this die compared to a normal die?
Pretty big.
What, like 2 times, 3 times, 5 times?
Bigger than a golf ball?
A little bit. A little bit
Jesus,
bigger
you
than a golf
can use
ball.
this thing for slingshot ammo. Okay, why isn't Antifa using those for fucking ammunition then? I mean, they took us.
Too heavy. They can't pick them up.
Oh, come on.
No Burnside. It's because they haven't gotten that far yet. You have to wonder why they haven't figured out how to use 4-sided dice as call trips yet.
Gee. I mean, come on. If you got something that big, because I remember when they had it was a few years ago, Old Man Rizzo went to it. They had the NATO free ride over here when they had the summit. And these guys were basically, we literally had Antifa-looking stormtroopers with paintball guns that were loaded with marbles. And I thought that was some crazy shit. And then they had like their own little slingshot brigade where they had golf balls. And they actually gave the cops a pretty good fight for about 20 minutes before they're like, all right, fuck this shit.
Basically paintball guns that fires ball bearings, that's a thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll punch through wood in like one trigger pull.
Oh! No wonder the CPD was sitting there behind the fucking shields like, oh shit! Because like they're doing some 300 style shit where like they're literally lined up in the phalanx and the dudes behind them were putting their shields on like above them to go and cover them, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is medieval.
yeah, those kind of paintball ball bearing guns, those are pretty much guns without gunpowder.
Damn.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, that was a trend that I remember hearing people doing. Like they would go shoot somebody to fuck up. They'd have a hopper and they'd have like a really big CO2 tank hooked up to the thing so the pressure would remain constant. And you go light somebody up with that, and yeah, it's not traceable.
Well, actually, there's some people who will make like professional grade versions of ones designed to fire ball bearings, as well as.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could buy you could go out on certain parts of Long Island, and they had the guns that were strong enough to do it. And if you knew how to ask the questions properly, the guy would hook you up with the gun. And yeah, you were in business. I've seen people like go and find abandoned cars and punch holes in those fucking doors like Swiss cheese. Can you imagine what you could do to a human skull with that thing? Like I personally, that's That's a bit much when you literally, like you said, it's like a gunpowderless musket.
That's actually pretty damn neat.
Oh, you're calling it a musket? I'm calling it a goddamn LMG.
There's the Lewis and Clark expedition had something fairly similar.
Lauren, if I remember correctly, the name is Girardoni.
Okay, I got a picture of a 120-sided dice. I don't remember where I saw the 150, but here's the 120.
All right, let's see this.
Let me get the screen share.
Buttons.
Why would you even need that many options?
God mode.
Yeah, basically. Certain games you just need to roll that high. Yeah, that's the one I got. Except mine's a hot pink. I gotta find it around here somewhere.
I will present it to you. There we go.
That is the 120-sided dice.
Jesus. That's a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
If I can track down where I found the 150, I will present it.
Definitely, because that's some like nerd god mode type.
Isn't it up there in the corner, right under the live button on our screen, the yellow one? Isn't that the 150, the round one?
This one here?
Yeah, that one.
I think this. I don't know how many sides this is.
Yeah.
Zolcahedron. That's a strange name.
Bloody hell, when do you just abandon the die and just get a goddamn random number generator?
We didn't have them back then. Yeah, this is back in the pen and paper days. This is when we were using graph paper and we were using T-squares and that sort of shit. We were really getting on nerd on. I even had a compass I used.
Yeah.
I was hardcore with it.
All right, and
infinite screen regression.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of that. There we go.
Oh, that was fun. Oh shit! Infinite screen. Oh god. Oh, so you guys.
My eyes have seen the end of the black hole.
And it ended right where the shootings were. Oh! Like literally, like here's the funny thing. I literally, between like my last 2 days of work and today, just dodged like 3 fucking shootings. There was one over at a gas station where Hingle McCringleberry and Lord Donkey of the Teeth were having some type of argument or something or other, and apparently Lord Donkey of the Teeth decided he's going to shoot Hingle McCringleberry, missed several times, and or grazed him, and then decided to go run his ass over, and that's the guy that got his foot ran over. And then the day after that, basically two motherfuckers were speeding past each other. One was basically in a Star Wars speeder. The other was in, I don't know, whatever the fuck the Star Trek version of it was. And both of them decided to start shooting at each other out of fucking nowhere, shut down the entire side of the highway. You know, so everyone just went, oh shit, they're shooting. And then one half of everybody braked, the other half of everybody accelerated and somehow avoided a series of pileups. I don't know how, but I mean, as soon as hot lead starts flying, everybody knows how to, you know, automatically coordinate their shit to get the fuck out of the way. When it's everything else, you know, it turns up into a 5-car pileup and a riot, you know?
So I'm judging for the first one, we have the U.S. race relations, and the second one sounds like 2 people decided to do a Saints Row mission.
Pretty much. I thought it was more like a Grand Theft Crack Baby. But, yeah.
No, 2 people pulling out text or something on motorcycles. That's a Saints Row mission.
Who's snoring on stream though?
I think that's Terra.
Yeah.
She's pulling a sweeper, Steven.
No. No.
If this was Grand Theft Auto, what would happen is that someone would be riding bitch with the gun, and we'd be chasing after a train while the guy in front constantly wonders why the guy doing the shooting constantly wonders why CJ can't get on the goddamn train.
No, both of these guys were in their cars. It's just they were, you know, ridiculously crack babied out. Like we're talking about, you know, 14-inch rims, gold-plated everything, giant sound.
Only 14.
Well, I'm eyeballing it. It might have been about 20, but I'm saying about 14, 15 roughly. I suck with that.
Go 20 to be safe. My Volvo's got 14s.
Okay, if your Volvo's got 14s, then yeah, these are definitely larger than a fucking Volvo. Like they'd be up to, let's see.
No, you got to understand, my 80s Volvo.
Oh yeah. They're about the size and a half of those, rough. Size and a half.
That's 20. That is
Okay,
20.
that's 20? Okay, yeah.
At absolute smallest, 19 or 18 maybe.
Okay, but yeah, they weren't ridiculously oversized, but they were pretty. They're getting up there,
So 18, 19. Gotcha.
Yeah, but between like 18, 20, 21 maybe, and sound system was nice until of course they decided to blow it out by shooting each other. But yeah, one guy had the really fugly looking red car, and the other had the really fugly looking purple car, and they decided to roll down their windows and start bitching at each other, shooting at each other and shit. And then somehow traffic miraculously moved around them without causing a pileup.
Well, I mean, you live in Chicago. Shootings are a daily basis, right? I bet it's just part of the commute now.
Well, I'll say this, Irving. It's a comfort that you're not the one snoring.
I know, right?
Now you get to see what it's like to babysit you.
That's pure. I'm going to bed. I'm actually going to actually go to bed, not just fall asleep on stream with the camera on. So,
at which point he pulls out the wild turkey from his secret stash.
I don't have a secret stash. That's how bad it is.
Irving's secret stash is in his stomach.
No. You don't understand. Irving does have a secret stash, but it's like Homer Simpson in his emergency donut. He'll open the secret stash and he'll find, "Dear Irving, I owe you 1 bottle of wild turkey."
Oh boy!
That was on an actual episode of The Simpsons. Homer goes to hell.
Yeah, I gotta take off myself as well. But It was good hanging out, and you guys take it easy, and try to wake Tara up.
Good night, guys.
Yep, have a good night, guys.
Take it easy.
Good night, Herb.
Later.
Tara, wake up. Wake up, Tara.
I think she's out of it, man. Oh, she's gonna kick my ass so hard in the morning.
I know, we should mute her. That would be the proper thing to do, but let's not, because it's amusing. It's
I can barely hear it. Let's just ignore it and keep going.
Exactly. It adds like a natural rhythm to the stream. It's kind of refreshing.
Wait. You mean there's order?
I guess I could go with that. I don't know. I just wing. It's like most things in life. I just wing it. That's my philosophy. When in doubt, just go with it. As long as it's nothing you're gonna regret. That's the key. That's the caveat. As long as
that basically invalidates some of the stupid stuff I've done in Fallout. Yeah, nothing like going into the glowing sea without power armor, because fuck it, I'm getting those goddamn legendary guns I know are out there because I have mods.
I'm a piece of red, boy.
I went out into the glowing sea with nothing but my rat axe. What did you do?
Congratulations, you just done in virtual reality what I've done in real life.
Radioactivity? When did you get irradiated?
Being around all those crack babies trying to shoot each other and shit.
No, that's infectious stupid, not radiation.
Oh, they radiate radiation from their sweat. Their general mental lack of cognitive abilities, that's just a residual aura that's around them, so you can always detect whenever they're around. Like when they sweat, when they try to actually do something, that's actual radioactivity, because they've sociologically attenuated themselves to not want to do any genuine hard work or labor other than being a donkey teeth and McCringleberry on those 40-inch rims.
If that's the case, Chicago has a smog problem.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if it's not gang banging, drug dealing, pimp slapping, hoe slapping, rape, assault, murder, all that usual shit, then yeah, their sweat's purely radioactive.
No. It's smug. Have you not watched South Park?
Mm-hmm.
Chicago has a smug problem.
Yeah, the only thing is instead of them sniffing each other's farts, they I don't know, I guess they just build up their jock straps and then they just make bunkweed out of it or something. I don't know.
My guess that radiation you say is there is not radiation, my friend. That is closer to pollution.
Could be. Don't know.
It's like a dumb person quite literally trying to use their thinking cap.
Oh yeah.
And it's this industrial age era machine they put on their heads, just belches black smoke everywhere, and then everybody else goes, "Ah, great, he's thinking."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, as you can tell, whenever these guys are thinking, because they make it very obvious. It's like, oh shit, the stupids are thinking here. We need to get out of here before they start shooting each other. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, too late.
Wait, they have to think to do that over in Chicago?
Yeah, because they have to get their insults all lined. They have to think about, okay, what tattoo does that guy have on? What type of shirt does he have on?
I thought that shit was like language over there. I don't think about what words come out of my mouth. Now that I think about it, that explains a lot of things.
No, they have to actually think about it because they have to make sure that they're shooting the right person. Even though they never hit them, they want to make sure, okay, we're shooting the right asshole. We can go back to the boss and look like we actually did something right. We did nothing right at all.
But wait, if I don't know how to hold the gun properly and aim, can I actually be said that I'm aiming at anything?
I guess that's what they started telling the police.
Wait, you seriously mean people have tried to get away with? But Mr. Officer, I was holding it to the side. I wasn't aiming at nothing.
I would believe that. I told you about if you go into government buildings here, or even you can go on the trains now. Like if you go on the Long Island Railroad, and you look and you'll see signs, and the signs say, "Warning: it is a felony to either assault or kill a Long Island Railroad employee, and you will be prosecuted and go to jail for it." And the reason they have those signs up is because people have actually used the defense successfully that, well, there was no sign posted that said I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they are able to twist the laws here. But then you get the response, like the blowback from when they are able to twist the law. A lot of people don't realize is our laws get strict. Everyone talks about New York and California. You guys don't understand how strict our laws are here. It is like draconian how strict shit is,
Well, yeah, that's communism in general.
Yeah. Like me personally, like I'm one of those people when, as a journalist, people said to me, "How are you going to vote for Trump?" Because he wants to stiffen up the libel laws. And my response was, I don't commit libel. So I'm fine with him wanting to stiffen up the libel laws. And, so that's another thing.
That's an insult.
Yeah, seriously. It's the truth. I mean, only somebody who commits libel is worried about the libel laws. If you know what you're doing and you follow protocol and you write things properly and you cite your sources and you specifically, if you're citing somebody, you put the quotes there. You can't screw up because that's when they can tear you apart. And it sucks because, typos happen. And that's, believe it or not, that is what an editor's job is. An editor's job is to literally take the heat if the writer fucks up on something like that, especially in today's environment. But unfortunately, technology does help negate that, but it was at one point where, the editor would come out and say,
got the wrong guy convicted in a story. The editor was the one who was supposed to get sacked for it.
Well, not even that. The editor would just come out in front and take the heat. And nowadays they can even look and say, nope, it was them, it wasn't you. So it sucks, because you have to have rules that strict if you want to have fair and balanced news. and it's supposed to be a formality, you know. But unfortunately, in today's environment, we have to straighten up these laws because of the libel that's going on. And unfortunately, it's one of those what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander. I'd like to think it won't get that draconian. But my thing is this, like, if you're going to write something very inflammatory, very outlandish, you have to cite at least some form of a verifiable source. You know, it's one of those things where I've never liked anonymous sources myself
A lot of people
because,
don't.
yeah, you know, but it's one of those things where if you can say, if there's a lot of, this is why I have a problem with what's going on with journalism now, is because, you know, it was at one point where a journalist's reputation was enough to say, I have a confirmed source that's willing to come forward, you know, but wants anonymity. And then years later, the source would be confirmed. And it was like some, when I say wild source, I mean like, holy shit, it was that person. You know, it was like a really good source. And in the past 2-3 years, what they have done to journalism, the mainstream media, is
Instead of getting your Hollywood insider, they get the guy with the tinfoil hat who rummages in the dumpsters outside the casting office.
it's
Even then, it's not that good.
Yeah, they've completely destroyed it. You know, I used to mourn the fact that I got blacklisted from journalism, you know, but back when I did, and it wasn't for anything on my part. It was just I was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and a whole bunch of journalists got sacked because someone was a whistleblower, and no one knows who came forward. I'd be the first one to say if it was me, because honestly, it was probably one of the greatest stories of the early 21st century, and it was a big story. And I can't really go into it too much on air at this point because, you know, I don't want.
You don't want to get a knock at the door.
No, it's not that. It's at this point I don't know exactly how the protocol goes with the internet because I don't want to like get the newspaper any flack for being associated with me. So I try not. At this point I try to curb my tongue a little bit more because of growing viewership. So, you know, I try to be a little bit more cautious and conscientious of things that I say on air. So I don't really want to go into what the newspaper place was that I worked at the time, but something had happened. So there was a whistleblower. So they just got rid of everyone who was involved. And I was not privy to it at all, which is really unfortunate because, like I said, it was a doozy of a story, but it is what it is.
So basically, one of those things where the corporation just decides the only way to be sure is to nuke it from orbit.
Right, exactly. And that's exactly what they did. And it wasn't really that hard for them. I mean, journalists in New York, come on, they're a dime a dozen. Everyone wants to be a New York journalist. So they just.
I don't.
Well,
I have to do that. I have to cut it and say, no, I don't want to be anywhere near New York. It's a great city, but I don't want to fucking live there.
Well, as far as journalism goes, it was. I don't know how it weighs out now that Hef is gone, but it was actually for a time. And I would tell people this, and they'd be, you know, they'd give me like this raised eyebrow, like look, and I'd say to them like, yeah, believe it or not, at the time, where you wanted to work was Playboy magazine, and they'd say to me, really, and I'd say Playboy has the highest paid writers on staff. And it went in this order. It was, I believe, it went Playboy, Rolling Stone, Spin were the big three you wanted to work for. And then after that, I think was Sports Illustrated, but it was a much lower amount of pay. I'm sure I'm leaving out other magazines that I never even bothered looking at, like Esquire or Time or Life. Or
I wonder why Playboy.
Very highbrow writing, very very gauche, very bourgeois. Very trendy. Playboy was the magazine. You have to understand, Playboy, the magazine itself, a lot of people just remember, you know, all of the, you know, the women that are in it. But that was only the one part of it. If you ever really look through an issue of Playboy, there's really not too many like nude pictures in it. It's actually a lot more other shit that's crammed in there, like that you could get in maybe in another magazine if it was a really highbrow publication, excuse me. I used to say, like, Maxim, when it first came out, I compared Maxim to Playboy, and I said if they had nudity in this magazine, they could probably overtake Playboy easily. And it was a shame when they changed up their format, because I had a subscription to Maxim, I think, for the first 5 years they came out. I think, oh my God, I had that back in 97. I think I was about 18 years old, and that's painful to say. Clinton was president, I was in college, and I had a subscription to Maxim. And I just, I remember how well put together the magazine was, and they changed the format. And this is before everyone started going to digital. But yeah. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Playboy was definitely the highest. I'm getting a bad echo.
Hold on. Let me. 1 second.
All right.
Crap.
Anyway, no, that's all right.
Okay, good. It's Burnside. We thought my mic was having issues last night.
Oh, well,
yeah. Then we
found a new microphone.
No. Then we found out it was 6.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, well, gotta make sure your microphone is tornado proof.
Oh, the county had a tornado warning. It passed like some 8 miles away from our house or something.
No, I know. He told me that you were running full speed with your computer into the basement.
Well,
dedication, I'll give you that.
I mean,
the stream must go on.
No, I'm thinking my computer cost over $1,000. I'm taking the tower downstairs and trying to save that thing. If I'm going to salvage anything, it's going to be that.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, you got insurance on the thing, don't you?
No.
Well, that's the first thing I would do is get insurance on it.
See, that's the thing. I take.
Testing. Is that any better? Do we still got the echo?
Yeah, it's still echoing.
Son of a bitch!
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, it just stopped. When he started cursing, it stopped. I was still getting a slight echo, but it's gone now.
So every time I say motherfucking shit, goddamn goat fornicating motherfucker, it decides it's gonna stop? Jesus, what do I got? The reverse fucking V-chip?
I don't know. Maybe it's just Chicago likes to fuck with you. Like the soul of the city itself decided to pick you as its plaything.
It really wouldn't surprise me. Maybe they're pissed off that, unlike most of the anarchists, they've actually been successful. They're like, oh
no. I think what Chicago's pissed at is that it didn't get you with any of the shootings for once.
Oh, they missed. I literally have had so many shootings happen in my general vicinity, and I've managed to just by sheer luck fucking miss them by like a day, a few hours, or sometimes even minutes.
Burnside, you need to get out of that city, man. It's got a hit out on you. It's trying real goddamn hard.
Oh, it's been trying hard for a good 4 years. Like literally, the neighborhood I moved into, when I first moved into it, it was a shithole. And, there was always crazy shit going on. And then I moved out in the middle of nowhere. And then when I moved back to that neighborhood, I was like, holy God, it actually cleaned the fuck up, And
then you moved back.
Yeah, and then it gradually, got a little bit worse. And then, everywhere else around the city was still the same. It was still a fucking shithole,
No, you gotta understand, Burnside. Ramthai has a hit out on you, but he needs to make sure it looks like an accident. I'm sure with all of his Illuminati money, I mean, I'm sure he could manage to pay the fates somehow.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, because if Obama is God, then Rahm Emanuel must indeed be his patron fucking saint.
Obama's not a god. He's too incompetent.
Well, there's always a god of craven stupidity. I mean, why do you think the guy went if all the fucking time? I mean, there's a million rip rolls of it,
That is no god. That is an insane man.
Oh, he's definitely mad. I mean, the guy was our first ever communist president.
Obama is not mad. He is quite literally that stupid. That is based from all I've gotten to look at with him, especially when it comes to his foreign policy stuff. Obama is hands down the most incompetent president ever elected to the United States.
Quite possibly.
Not the most malicious though, because that's kind of what I realized. In another world, Obama actually would have been a good president. Not our world.
Right. The world where he would have been a great president would have been the one in which communist utopia actually fucking works.
No, it would have been where Obama could actually get a decent education.
Well, I mean, he'd have to not be a communist to get a decent education. That's the thing. Communists derived.
No, you have it backwards. The communists took over the schools, so now they churn out communists.
But he was before that happened. You know, he went like headlong right into it.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. They infiltrated even before the 60s.
Damn. That's cold.
Yep.
Wow, that's some shit. Where were we hanging those people or firing, squatting them, or whatever the hell it is we did in the 30s for reason?
Well, we're waiting.
The answer to that question is the road to hell is paved with what?
Good intention. Yeah, lovely.
In 1930, they did not say we're going to teach our kids fifis over facts. They said we need to develop the whole child.
Interesting.
If you ever want to understand how the educational system became as fucked up as it is, the easiest rule to remember is that a whole bunch of people who don't know what they're doing is bad inadvertently snuck it under the noses of parents who were too stupid to realize what was happening.
That's some shit.
So yeah, in another world, Obama would have actually gotten a decent education because you can tell he's not stupid because he doesn't have the brain power. He's stupid because he doesn't know. There's a difference.
Well, he's definitely got brain power. If he didn't have brain power, he wouldn't be able to talk so well. Aside from reading the teleprompter, I mean, even that requires something else.
Even with the whole teleprompter thing, you could honestly just attribute that to just he's not a good public speaker, but he does know how to put words together because I assume he was involved in the writing of what's on the teleprompter.
Probably. I mean,
so we're forced to conclude that the reason that this demonstrably stupid man is stupid is not because he's physically stupid, but because nobody ever bothered to teach him anything.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Scooby, this is usually where you pipe in and tell me how wrong I am.
Sorry, man. I'm just like my head's swimming. I'm a little bit like out of it right now. Had a long day.
Right.
Like that's the thing. Also, like you roboted the last part. I missed what you said, so I was trying to put it back together. Can you repeat what you said?
Basically, Obama isn't stupid because he's physically incapable of being smart. He's stupid because no one ever bothered to teach him.
Oh yeah, I heard that when you said that a few minutes ago. I thought that you. Oh, never mind. Well, I don't think he's particularly smart. I don't think he's particularly talented. I think he's a blowhard. I think the thing was he was smug and arrogant and confident. And I think a lot of people don't realize who Obama is because of the character that you can compare him to personality-wise, pound for pound, is blonde-haired and blue-eyed, and that would be Captain Zaf Brannigan.
Yeah, he's kind of got a point.
Scooby watches Futurama. He does watch animation.
Oh shit!
I watch animation. I'm very picky with it, and I don't think I'm wrong. Look at Zaf Brannigan and tell me that if you lined him up next to Obama and listened to some of Obama's speeches, and then listen to the way that they wrote Zaf Brannigan, it doesn't sound like it's the same speechwriter at certain points. Especially the way that both of them had, the way that they conveyed their message, the way that they carried it, the tone, the timbre, the pitch.
Right.
You don't realize.
I don't know. I don't get 50s superhero cartoon character from Obama.
What? specifically
no.
watched that. Trust me.
I think I can understand it this way. Picture Zap Brannigan's lines as delivered by the professor. Because Obama's got this dry academic air around him. Like I spice it up with fucks bitches and shits, but Obama is just as well. To put it bluntly, I wonder if the black's painted on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was speaking more about personality, presence, those sorts of things. I was comparing them to actually in that respect. If you watch the way that they have the point is, I'm actually if you look at Obama the way I'm looking at him, I'm actually lampooning him as a person. He just, to me, the way he has his long, thoughtful pauses, and he does that shit. He did all those different things, and I'd hear people compare him to Hitler. And Hitler, again, a lot of people you have to understand, the man did do his homework, and he went and learned how to do all those different poses and gestures and gesticulations, and learned how to move and manipulate his face in different ways. And he didn't say anything overly profound. It was all about delivery. It was all about, punctuation. It was all about tempo, timbre, pitch. And it's lampooned to the fucking nines with Zach Brannigan. But it's actually not intentional with Obama. It just happens that way. And that's the thing that I think is hysterical about it is I tell people, like I used to have this younger guy. You remind me of him, actually, bartender. It was a young kid that I used to talk to at the comic book store when I used to still frequent it. And I couldn't go there anymore, because of the political climate. But I loved talking to this kid. And I had said to him about Obama, I said, tell me you don't hear Lincoln when he speaks. He goes, what do you mean? I said, close your eyes and listen to him talk. I said, tell me you don't hear Lincoln. He's like, you mean Hall of Heroes Lincoln down in Epcot? I said, exactly. I said, this man, I said, he grew up in Honolulu. He grew, and he went back and forth between Indonesia and Kenya. Where in the fuck did he pick up that accent? That's a trained accent. He learned to talk that way. That's not natural. And people have said, you see when he gets angry or when he talks to certain crowds, the black comes out more. And I say to them, the black was never there. Not in the context you're picturing it in. This man's whole persona is manufactured. And the fact that he manufactured it, and to me, he comes off almost appearing like Zach Brannigan, is part of the hilarity that was Obama. And I think, unfortunately, is a lot of people who were intellectual like myself and of a certain political stripe like myself, that's part of the reason Obama was able to get away with as much as he was able to get away with, because no one took him serious. Like, if you weren't racist and you did look at him, like you said, bartender, through an academic lens, I took him as a bit of a buffoon. So that's part of the problem. Was I treated Obama like a buffoon until his second term, when I started to see what exactly he was doing. And
I suppose I'm speaking from my redneck heritage on that one. He would sound academic to somebody who ran a farm for their whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Emphasis on sound. And it would, if you're talking to character, I could definitely see Obama basically crashing the Nimbus into a planet somewhere and saying, "We've finally done our job, gentlemen," and doing some Zap Brannigan. Despite everything in front of me, I'm going to make myself look good somehow. Shtick.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying with him. Is it's all personality. And it's all flash in the pan. It's bombast. It's saber rattling. It's all those ugly, annoying words that are tied to politics. He has it in spades. The man is a machine politician from Chicago. He is part of the machine. He was crafted. He got his persona crafted for him by Oprah Winfrey. Think about that. She was his chief advisor when he was running. A lot of people forget that.
I think maybe Obama showed up at her show one day and found "I will teach you to be president" underneath his seat.
It could have been, but I mean, see, you're telling me that essentially we went from President Zaf Brannigan in the flesh to President 4chan Troll Supreme in the flesh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know,
oh
when
fuck!
he was,
what are we gonna get next for a president? Oh shit!
when he was first running, and I was having that anxiety that all New Yorkers had because they had us trained so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to talk red pill? They literally, brainwashing is a beautiful thing. They had us saying like all of those slogans and shit and SJW shit. They turned us all into SJWs without us realizing it.
Damn.
You know, like, we didn't know what half of these terms meant. Like, I think it wasn't a red pill moment. Like, you know what it is? It's a lot of people. I try to explain to people because they say, "Oh, well, that's a red pill moment." I say, "No, no, no. If you don't know what the definition of something is, it's not a red pill moment. It's only a red pill moment," I say to people, when you don't know what the ramifications are. You know, when you sit there and you insist on something, like, I didn't believe in any of that leftist horse shit, but I
But
didn't
you were one of those people who
realize.
thought outcome-based education meant at the end of each of these grades, these kids are going to get a test to make sure they actually know enough to go on to the next grade.
Right, right. No one understood the language they were using, and I think. Oh
Oh,
God,
I think more than a few people understood, but they just didn't tell you because they wanted you to buy it.
like, it's amazing how things go. They slide things past you, and it's the A/B testing, and it's brilliant. I'll give the left credit. Like, the worst thing that they could have did, in my opinion, was the woman that they rolled out at the 2016 Democratic National Convention, because this woman came out and she was the most mechanical fucking Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz I've ever seen in my life. And she's up there and she goes, and this is when if you want to think red pill, it was, I didn't know this is what they thought. Like, my thinking was clear. I wasn't aware that this is what these people actually believed. And when she said, you know, these people, they talk about abortion and how they want to save a life. And it's not about wanting to save a life. It's about wanting to take away a woman's right to choose. And I put it together in my head lightning fast. And I said to my wife, oh my God, these fucking people actually think that when you're arguing about the bad parts of abortion, that's just a smoke screen because they want to control you because you don't have a penis. That
That's
boggled my
patriarchy for
fucking
you.
mind. Yes, that boggled my mind, and it terrified me. And that, honestly, the DNC National Committee, when they had, excuse me, the National Convention that they had in 2016, when that went south, and I guess it was, I don't know why the hell the Green Party would have been there to begin with, but I guess it was the Green Party faction or whatever. And I remember listening to the when they started walking out when the thing happened with Bernie, and they were chanting or something, and they were doing like some sort of march, like they were all marching out, almost like in unison. And one of the newscaster goes, it appears that the Democrats have gone very far left wing." And I was watching them march out, and it scared the shit out of me because it made me think of when I'd seen the movies about the rise of the Nazis and when they marched out of whenever they would have the meetings in Germany, and that's how come they were able to get the elections to reboot. Because a lot of people don't realize if in Germany, if they walked out like 2 or 3 times on the parliamentary meetings, they would have another vote to change the government. So that's how the Nazis came to power. They just, when they had enough seats, they kept. Excuse me. Let me back up a little bit.
They basically just said no until they got what they wanted.
Right, and that's the thing. And I seen that happening with the DNC, and it scared the shit out of me. And I told people when the election started, it's not that I wasn't always a diehard Trump person, because I've told people my reasons about Trump. I don't need to rehash them right now because it's too long-winded. But
yeah, we all know him anyways.
Yeah, there were other candidates who I thought were good candidates. I approached this like I would have approached any other election. And all of the shit that came out during this election, as a journalist, terrified me, scared the shit out of me. I think that this election, it was weird because him winning, I felt relieved. The first relief I'd felt since 9/11, because I'm still traumatized from that shit because of proximity. And, it was just the election itself was like a traumatizing event because all these different people that I had interest in voting for and things, not just watching them all crumble, it showed how weakened and sick the political system had become. And
all of a sudden, here's this man who was meme incarnate, kicking everyone's ass.
Well, I was gonna say the thing with the DNC that really the scary part of it was, I don't know if you guys remember, because I was glued to the TV that night watching it. And I was watching the Republicans the next night to see if they were going to have anything go down the same way. Because, again, I was never really a political person. So I didn't really expect the Republicans to do anything crazy, but who knows, And so because of watching the DNC, and I remember I had looked at her, what she was offering, and I was interested in what she was going to bring to the table, Jill Stein. Until the thing happened at the DNC, and she was leading people through the streets, one fist in the air with a megaphone up to her mouth, and people were flipping over cars. Shit is burning. There's people doing burnouts, and there's full fucking fledged rioting. And she's giving interviews on the news, and it looked like some apocalyptic shit. And my thing was, and I tell people all the time, you see, everything that the left did on that one night ruined them for me forever. I will never go near anyone that's with any of that crazy shit. And I lived on a fucking commune, for God's sake. Seriously. I lived on a fucking hippie commune, and I went to Woodstock. And I'm telling you, I will never go near those people.
I'm gonna put it to you the best way I can possibly. A lot of hippies who went to Woodstock don't like what the DNC's become, because to them it's just the man, only the other side of the political spectrum. It also helps that a lot of the boomers grew up and realized what responsibility was.
Well, not most of them. The ones that are rich are the ones that are doing this.
Well, the point I'm trying to get at is that, like, you had Woodstock back in the 60s because you had a whole bunch of 20-year-olds who didn't know what life was and were trying to figure it out, and rebellion against our parents. But then they grew up as the problem. For the DNC, anyway.
Yeah.
And then they basically just noticed that 2 years of Obama, shit ain't changed. So what do you do? So what do you do when the Democrats aren't listening to you anymore? When you say my life fucking sucks? Yeah, They go shopping around somewhere else because they ain't stupid. They may not know as much as your university-educated Democrat, but they ain't stupid.
Yeah.
And that's what, and that's the story of how the bartender swore his way through college, quite literally. No joke. One of the professors basically had to tell me, "Could you tone it down a little?"
But
I try and talk casual in my classes for the purpose of saying, look, we ain't stupid. We might express ourselves stupid, but we ain't stupid.
Yeah. It's just the political climate in this country. Like, I keep telling my sisters, and they don't listen to me, I get paranoid. We're not going to have a civil war. I said, well, we're already involved in one now. I said, it's just, this is what the preliminary is. I said, it's called a road to civil war. I said, unfortunately, we're on that road. I said, I'd like to think that if, the president gets shit into position within the next 2 years or so, that will hopefully avoid it, because this is the thing. The midterms this is the linchpin. I mean, we got to see how the midterms go, and I'm pretty sure at this point it's going to be a lock. It's going to be a red lock. But if for whatever reason, something big comes out and those Democrats are able to get any seats.
From what I understand about the political matters, that time has long since passed.
All right, well, we have to see. I'm not gonna, go in there overconfident. I'm gonna try to get everyone in their friggin' grandmother to go out and vote.
To put it into perspective, Wisconsin is supposedly a swing state, and we've never been more red than we are now. My understanding is, like, in all the senatorial seats, there were some, like, 14 different candidates for governor, I think it was, on the Democratic Party, and Scott Walker's just sitting there on his incumbency, smiling because he knows he's gonna win.
Right.
Like Tammy Baldwin's supposedly going up for re-election. I'm gonna vote Leah Vukmir, and I don't give a damn about what her politics are because I don't want fucking Tammy Baldwin. That's what I think a lot of people are thinking right now. No matter what, you could have the worst possible Republican, but they'll still be the best. They'll still be better than the best possible Democrat. Is it a good thing? Is it a good thing? We can argue that, but I don't think it's arguable that this isn't seppuku. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it puts a new dimension to the whole get woke, go broke shtick. The DNC decided to get woke, and guess what? You ain't got no more political capital. Now, if only Burnside could get him out of Shirakistan.
Yeah. I feel bad, on the one hand, about everything with these friggin' people, these screwballs. But on the other hand, how can I honestly sit here and say I feel bad for these people when they're doing all this evil shit? They're going out and they're, attacking people that they don't agree with, and they're beating the shit out of people. Why? Why are you beating on people? You're not gaining anything from it. It makes no sense to me.
Nobody taught him better.
And that's really sad.
Well, I always keep on telling myself that, and that's why I can keep on being calm throughout this, even though in another lifetime I'd probably be even more pissed than you. It's because I know the background these people are coming from, and they're not coming from it with the facts. They're coming from it with their own personal points of view, coming from places where they tell you don't listen to the other side because they have nothing. So is it any real surprise if you think about it that someone who's gone through their whole life saying these are the bad people, don't listen to them, rah 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 rah, rabble rabble rabble, that they go, you people are evil, rah 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 rah, rabble rabble rabble.
Yeah.
Just like South Park.
And then basically you have people like me that show up and saying, citizens, standing here and shouting rabble 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 is not going to change anything.
Rabble 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 rabble. They took our jobs.
No, Burnside, you forgot. Randy Marsh then says in, but that's all we know how to do. Then everybody goes rabble 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 rabble.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I did miss that. Oh.
Hey guys, I gotta hop out because it's 5 to 2, and I've been up for like a good 2 days straight.
All right.
Oh my. Go to bed, Scoobie, please.
Yeah, we'll probably kill it in the next few minutes then.
Well, have fun with your rabble shit, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All right. Good night, guys. Later.
Good night, Scoob.
Yep. Talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you tomorrow, man. Yeah, say if anything, give it.
So should we just have 5 minutes of each of us going rabble 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 now?
We could. I mean, why the hell not?
we could, but I'm going to the auction with my dad tomorrow, which means I'm gonna have to get up earlier so I can get some really goddamn good chicken wings.
Ooh, food.
Yeah, the auction place we go to, it's got a cafe. It's got a cafe inside for all the dealers.
Nice.
Best damn fried chicken I've ever had.
I've got plenty of good places for fried chicken around me, but I've never had auction house country fried chicken or any type of fried chicken.
From what I understand, actually, the place we go to up in Fond du Lac, I'm not technically doxing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's got the best cafe around.
Ooh, interesting.
The food's simple. It's one step above paper plate. We give you a paper plate and then put food on it. But they've had ribs, fried chicken. They usually stock pretzels or pretzel bites of some description. Brats and hot dogs are usual.
Not bad at all.
Hmm.
Sounds like it's an alright place to eat. Got decent spread, especially if you got brats. If you got shit brats, you're a shit place. So if they got good brats, they must be a good place.
I don't know. I don't know about the brats. I never really liked them.
Must be a city thing. Because me, man, if the place is good, got good bratwurst, they got good hot dogs.
It is not a city thing. It's a personal taste thing. For me, a bratwurst is just too hard of a casing and too big of a wiener to be putting in a bun.
Hey, too big.
I gotta get it past the teeth. And when I bite down, I want to bite down on something that I know is food, not potentially the houses, the cows. You know what?
You missed the joke I was going for, but you actually made a good turnaround on that.
Oh no, I did not miss the joke. I know exactly what you're referring to, Burnside. I'm not that much of a Protestant.
Thank God.
But there is such a thing as not dignifying it with a response.
Clever man, Sean Connery approved. God, I remember when I used to make memes of that guy. Good shit. Yeah, bratwursts are really a picky thing to cook because you gotta make sure you mix the right ingredients. You gotta boil them long enough. You have to skin them, and then God, whatever you do, don't fucking put ketchup on them.
What are you talking about? That's not how we cook a brat. We grill them.
You grill them? Oh, okay. I mean,
you can grill brats. What's this whole thing about skinning them? And who gives a damn if you put ketchup on it?
You're not supposed to put ketchup on it. Heresy. That's what the sodomites do.
You're lecturing me about food heresy.
Yes. If you're on the north side of town and you're a sodomite, you put ketchup on your dog. If you're from the south side of the city and you're not a sodomite, you put mustard on your dog.
You have Chicago dogs. You can lecture us about hot dogs, but Wisconsin's got you beat when it comes to brats, and up here we don't give a damn. It's dealer's choice.
That's a new concept for me.
Well, that's because you live in Chicago and everything has to be a fight up there. Why else do you have so many shootings?
Crack, cocaine, hookers.
Yes, and it's invariably fights over those things, or with those things.
Or with those things, yeah. In the case of hookers, yeah.
You're limiting it. I could easily picture some nut job somewhere having a mystical fight with his crack.
You know, it really wouldn't surprise me if some dude would. I mean, there used to be this thing called delirium tremens, and I swear half the people that are hopped up on cocaine are pretty much experiencing delirium tremens.
I'm just thinking methamphetamines has a recurring hallucination where you think there's bugs underneath your skin. It's not uncommon to see people like pitting out their own skin to get them out.
Oh yeah, that used to be a problem. Nowadays, it just rots away. It's not more so than picking at it. It's a combination of infected skin from needle punctures and it just rotting away because just bad fucking drugs. Spend more money on drugs than they do on actual food to feed themselves. So yeah.
No, what ends up happening is that you're so desperate for heroin, you switch over to crocodile.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. Ugh. I swear that's coming around.
Oh, you're getting that over in Chicago? Damn, you must be. It's being deep if you're gonna allow that shit into the drug market.
Yeah, I've heard and seen what it does to people, and that shit's fucked up. That shit's way fucked up. And it wouldn't surprise me if that was coming over here.
Oh, it's quite literally like you're so desperate for alcohol, you'll take a cocktail of varnish and battery acid.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. Battery acid, God.
And it does about as much damage.
Ugh. God,
Yeah,
I thought I was
like have you seen people that use that shit? Their skin starts scabbing and rotting off.
Ugh. Nasty. I thought I was gonna throw up earlier when I had a glass of water after my beer. Oh, now you're definitely gonna get me vomiting.
A glass of water after beer is enough to get you to vomit. Damn, you don't want to hear my medical knowledge.
Yeah, in 2 beers, I had a small glass of water, and then I don't know if it was gas buildup or what, but it's like, uh-oh, I gotta get away from the computer for 10 minutes. I might hurl. And thankfully, no. Haven't hurled.
Yeah, trust me, if you think crocodile's sick, I could tell you about the wonders of the parasite world.
Oh, yeah. I'm semi-familiar with that.
Yeah. You familiar with the brain-eating amoebas? That's the thing.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Mm-hmm. And it's absurdly easy to catch sometimes. It's absurdly easy to catch.
Does it hurt when they start slowly eating your brain?
Actually, no, because your brain does not have pain receptors.
Oh, that's fucked.
No, that's like an actual thing they found out. There's a story of one guy who accidentally nail-gunned his brain.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like the thing fell on his head because the brain doesn't have actual pain receptors. So he spent about like 3 months or so with a headache because he's got this 10-inch nail in his brain.
Damn.
Dude was lucky too. It was one of those cases, one of those impalement cases where it misses everything on its way in and out.
Damn. Lucky fucker indeed. Ugh. Let's pass the hour. I'm thinking of wrapping this up.
Yes, let's wrap it up before I make Burnside throw up on his computer.
Yeah. Don't want to do that. I'm still making sense. All right.
I could recall that story about the woman who was bitten by a brown recluse and didn't seek medical help because she thought it was something else. Yeah, all that body fluid everywhere from the venom.
You're an asshole.
What was your first clue?
Yeah, I know a thing or two about brown recluses. They have to worry about those fucking things in my backyard. Oh, all right. Well, good night, everybody. We're going to go and call this a night. If you're interested in our panel, their links are in the description below. Please share, subscribe, all that fun shit. We will be continuing this, just irregularly due to restructuring problems. So,
i.e. Burnside's got to finish moving.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, I hope I don't. All right, pushing the red button.